Hey, what's up y'all, and we're back with another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at this figure known as the Ancient One. Now, I'm not familiar with this figure. I have not seen him in any toy communities. I've not seen him in YouTube reviews online. So I've gathered he's probably an older figure. I'm sure there's at least one review of this guy out there, and it's probably because I haven't been typing in the right name and the typing address. But if you know who this figure is, please let me know in the comment section below and I will adjust the title accordingly. So this figure is known as the Ancient One. He is a character on the anime manga Ronin Warriors, and he is also the guy that gave the Ronin Warriors their armor. Well, he made the armor that they wear. My initial thoughts with this figure is like some parts look like they were just like 3D sculpted, 3D printed, and there was no paint applied to it like the calves and the feet. Quick little look at that. It looks like just clear, translucent plastic. So that is interesting. I mean, they are floaty, so I think that's pretty cool. I'd say he looks like a Dash model, but his joint system is more like a Figma. A lot of different characters come to mind when I look at this figure. He looks like somebody from like Samurai Showdown or like Ninja Scroll, or the biggest one that comes to mind. You know who it is.
Where the hell is this guy? There he is.
Lord Raiden. Yeah, man, like having the 6-inch Lord Raiden, that'd be cool, not to take away from the Ancient Man and anything like that. But this figure doesn't have a whole lot of details. You can see slight details for the lips and the nose and stuff. His eyes are like shadowed out, so you can't really make out the eyes or anything, which goes to the effect that he's like that, kind of incognito, which is kind of cool, but I don't think they did it right. It looks a little bit messy right there, so I don't know, maybe I'll touch it up, maybe I'll leave it as it is. I think the quality for his hair isn't done very good as well. You can see a little bit of smudges. The hair looks kind of like, I don't know, dirty. It doesn't have a any type of wash on it. Like, you can see these lines right here for the hair, like just looking up close on it. It just looks bad. The hair doesn't look good at all, so there's no real detail to it. It's hard plastic, and there's a little bit of a separation right here, which I can't really get to close in, so not so good quality on the hair. And then you have some shadowing for the ears too. Here's a look at his hat. His hat looks really cool. I do like that. Nice little sculpt work details for it. Inside has some sticky tack inside. I had to put that in because it's having some trouble holding on now. Like when I first got it, it was actually like fitting on pretty snug. This pouch, everything is removable. This pouch is actually a different color. It's more like an off-white color. It's tied around his waist. It does not have a wire or anything in it. These gold pieces right here didn't come on him on the package. They actually go to his weapon accessory, which I'll show you a little bit later. But yeah, I think this figure does look pretty cool. I like his gi. Everything is free-flowing. I do think that they should have used a white peg for that joint down there by the ankles. That would have been a little bit better. His hands look a little bit ate up. There's not a lot of detail for those either. Looking at his height, we got this guy covered at about 6.5 inches, so he's got some decent little height on him. I like that. And he comes with what I think should be the standard for hands. He's got his relaxed hands. He just have his grip hands, and he has his fist hands, so I do appreciate that. His weapon right here is serpent staff, trident. I'm not sure what this is called, but it's really heavy. This is not plastic. These rings come separate. It comes with 6 of those, and you can hear the little ching. Yeah, man, this does have some weight on it. He has some difficulty holding it. So he only really could hold it just standing straight up like that. And the one thing about that is this point right here. So be careful if you're putting this on like a dial or something. This could do some serious damage right here. It can separate in 2 different parts. And mine's actually came, this pole part actually came a little bit warped, I think. So maybe I might try to see if I can work with that. But I think this is kind of cool. Quick look at what his body looks like underneath the clothes. See a little slender body, long torso, hinge joint. It's got a ball going into the head. So the joint is kind of stiff. See the back looks real broken up. A little floating piece for the diaper. You could probably completely take this figure apart if you really wanted to. sheesh. And there's a hinge and ball peg combo at the torso. You can get his head looking up about that much. It does tend to separate a little bit at the sides, so I don't like that. And that joint right there just looks really, really messy. Really, really messy. Even though the head joint is really ugly, he gets some really good range at the neck though. And you can get him to look down a decent amount. Circular motion at the shoulder, you can get his arms up about that much. He does have a hinge that goes in about that much for the elbows. That's not too bad. I guess that's okay. He does have a bicep rotation right there. The hinge for the shoulders is really stiff. Really stiff. It kind of clicks a little bit. So it makes it tricky trying to get his arms really flush. You got to kind of adjust it, like shift it up. Universal hinge at the hands, so you can do whatever you want with that. You get a little circular motion right there, rotation at the top and the bottom. He crunches forward about that much, so I might try to see if I can adjust that a little bit later, but he goes back about that much, so that's okay. Does have a good side to side motion. I do appreciate that. You can get his legs up going a really good amount though. I do appreciate that. He does have a thigh rotation in there as well. His knees can go in a really good amount. The swivel, you do have a swivel at the ankles. Ankles go down, ankles go up. Kind of tricky trying to work the rocker in there. But you can get his ankles in a pretty decent amount. And he can almost do the full splits. For your size comparisons, I don't have any Ronin Warriors to compare them with. I passed on the Bandai figures, man. Those figures are too expensive for me, so I do have the McFarlane Liu Kang. I have your V-Toys Ninja. I have your Mafex Huntress, and I just did a review for her. I was pushing the envelope a little bit with the stop motion. Some of y'all need to lighten up a little bit, but yeah, check that video out. I put a link for that in the description below. And then we have your Storm Collectibles Scorpion. And lastly, here we have your Articulated Icons Ninja, your Marvel Legends Snake Eyes, your Dancing Model Kenshin, and your Kotobukiya Zero Model Kit. Final thoughts on the Ancient One figure. Whoever did this figure, man, I'd say they did a good job, but they missed a couple points, man. This figure's riddled with quality control issues, just falls apart in your hands. The more I play with him, the more frustrated I get, but he does look really cool. He does come with a decent spread of accessories, and the one cool thing about this figure is like the pegs for his wrist. You can kind of put those with a lot of different figures. Figma, Mafex, Batman, some Nezco, some third-party figures like PC Toys, The Mask. You can get a whole bunch of different options for his hands. I think if you can get your hands on some replacement Figma pegs for this figure, he's gonna make one solid toy. On this figure on AliExpress, he was between like $46 and $100. If you can get him for like $40, I'd say he's worth it if you're willing to put the time in for him. As is with the aftermarket prices, I can't really put my stamp on this one. I can't recommend it. That being said, I don't really regret making the purchase though. All right, y'all, that's my video. You like the video, hit the thumbs up. If not, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.